I invite you to rise in body or spirit, and we're going to sing hymn number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning, calling in gratitude on this fall equinox day. Please be seated.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Second Unitarian Church. I'm Pat McKenna, a member of the Board of Trustees, and my pronouns are she and her. Today we are in person at the Admiral at the Lake, the 2U Sanctuary, and continuing to meet virtually using Zoom. We're glad you're here whichever way you're attending. If you're in the sanctuary, we have noise-canceling headphones for both adults and children with noise sensitivities. Please see our tech team in the back. As we navigate varying needs for health and wellness, particularly related to COVID, we welcome you to wear a mask. We have masks available at the table as you enter the building. We especially welcome newcomers and visitors this morning. Finding a new community and making new connections can be challenging. Please know that we're excited to have you and look forward to getting to know you. If you would like, there are blue mugs available during coffee hour you can use to signal to others that you would like them to come up and say hello. Not sure what to say? The Drum Allies group has come up with a question each week to help spark conversation. You can find that question posted on the coffee hour table. Additionally, we always need people in the kitchen after coffee hour, and that is a great place to see old friends and make new ones while lending a helping hand. We want to remind everyone that the sounds of children are welcome during our service. Our worship today is led by Reverend Allison Farnum, along with Barb Michael as worship associate. Music this morning is provided by members of the 2U Band, which is Reverend Allison Farnum, George Cedarquist, Brad Killingsworth, Micah Lapping-Carr, and Marianne Parker, as well as Tom Cluse. Our time together requires a large group of people who make possible the worship, the music, and the technical production. You can find many announcements about what is going on at church in your order of service. We encourage you to take it home when you exit the sanctuary. As we greet our neighbor, it is vital that we do this with the utmost focus on consent and comfortability. Whatever method of greeting you do, please ask the other person if they feel comfortable with that same level of contact. This is the time to take a moment and greet your neighbor.
Good
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation, a community of children, youth, and adults, a people of many, many beliefs and traditions, bound not by the specific list of things we believe, but by the values we share, where we keep love at the center. Whether you are joining us for the first time or for the 1,000th time, you are welcome here. Whether you believe in God some of the time, all of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. Whatever your race, whomever you love, whichever way you move in the world, however much money is in your pocket, you are welcome here. I invite you, when you feel ready, to take a breath in and out. And now, rise in body and or spirit and join in singing our congregational hymn, Spirit of Life. Please remain risen and join me in reciting our covenant. We covenant to build a community that challenges us to grow and empowers us to honor the truth within ourselves. We will be generous with our gifts and honest in our communication, holding faithful to a love that embraces both diversity and conflict. Called by our living tradition, we will nurture spirituality within a vision of the eternal, living out our inner convictions through struggles for justice and acts of compassion. You may be seated.
In just a moment, Amaya here in the sanctuary and Harris at the Admiral will light our chalices, the symbol of our faith. We light our chalices this morning with these words that came via our Dear Coves group, which is our earth-centered pagan group. And these words are written by Reverend D. Rowan Grove. The harvest ripens day by day, and summer's green is washed with gold. So time slips on and will not stay. The boughs that blossomed white in May are heavy hung with apples bold. The harvest ripens day by day. The rolling year turns on its way, and soon summer's warmth will yield to cold. So time slips on and will not stay. Sharp scythes shall reap the corn and hay, and laden wagons homeward roll. The harvest ripens day by day, till what was gold fades to gray. As bright leaves crumble into mold, so time slips on and will not stay. Then sing and dance yet while we may, until our tale at last is told. The harvest ripens day by day, so time slips on and will not stay.
I'd like to invite those young and father your spirit to join me after chancel for the time for all ages.
Yes, it's back. It's back.
Put the Kindle back in your seat, please. All right, my friends, it is great to see you all this morning, and yes, the Wonder Box is back. So let's go ahead and see what is in our Wonder Box. What's one thing you notice, Lumi?
I found a mirror and it can reflect me.
Great. What's one other thing you notice, Noah? Noah, what do you notice in the Wonder Box?
Is a picture of
It's a balance or a scale. Yeah, it's a picture of an old school balance or a scale. And what's one other thing that we notice, Sienna?
pineapple. No, eat it.
An apple. All right, my friends, so let's talk about what these symbolize. Right now, it's a very special time of year for a couple of reasons. One reason is that it is the fall equinox. Does any of you know what the equinox is? If you don't, that's okay. We hear the prefix equa in there, equa, which means equal. The equinox is when night and day are equal lengths. So through the summer, we had longer days and shorter nights, and as we move into the winter, we'll have longer nights and shorter days. But right now, during the fall equinox, the night and day are equal. It's a very special time of year. And during the fall equinox, it is a time, give it to me, please. It is a time of harvest, which the apple represents. I'm going to pass this to Zoe to hold. And it is a time of reflection, which the mirror represents. I'm going to pass this to Amaya to hold. And it is a time of balance, when the night and day are equally balanced. I'm going to pass this to Charlotte to hold. And another reason that this is a special time of year is that tomorrow marks the beginning of Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. So in Jewish belief, that marks the anniversary of the world's creation, and the beginning of the Jewish High Holy Days. And during Rosh Hashanah and the High Holy Days, people often try to reflect. Amaya, can you hold up the mirror? They try to reflect. Awesome, thanks. You can put it back down. And they try to balance out misdeeds from the past year by repenting and seeking forgiveness. That's represented by the scale or balance that Charlotte is holding. And they try to foster strong relationships, build strong relationships with those around them, which is sort of a different type of harvesting friendship and closeness, represented by the apple that Zoe is holding. So, as we move into the week and months ahead, let's try to to channel that spirit of the fall equinox and Rosh Hashanah, where we're thinking about harvest, reflection, and balance. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me for the Time for All Ages. Let's sing the children to their classes.
Dear ones, each year we all make a commitment or a pledge to support the ministry of this church. And in addition to that contribution, each Sunday we take a collection so that we can share with those who are doing good trouble justice out in the world. So while we're able to all come together in person, you can still share your resources. To make your contribution, you can send a text to the number that'll be on the screen, which is up when the music begins, or you can find information in the order of service. And we'll also pass around a collection plate around the sanctuary, and you're welcome to add your change, cash, or checks to the plates. So for the month of September, we are sharing our plate with Rainbow Railroad, an organization that helps at-risk LGBTQIA+ people to get to safety worldwide. So we're going to hear more about Rainbow Railroad from our member, Amanda Thompson.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I'm really honored to be able to speak here today about this really important organization, Rainbow Railroad. With the political climate, what it is right now, it is such an important organization that is helping some of our most at-risk neighbors. I am also really lucky to be a part of the team here at 2U that has been helping our guest here at the church who is part of Rainbow Railroad. That's how we were connected with her. We have been helping with money, with housing, with getting her to medical appointments, with getting her food, all of these basic needs that need to be covered. So I am such a fan of Rainbow Railroad. And if you are interested in getting more involved here at church, there are a couple of ways you can do that. We need meals still for our guests, so if you'd like to sign up for the meal train, that's a great way to help. We will be doing a food drive here next week, so if you'd like to bring in cans and other non-perishable foods, that's a great way to help. And we also still need help sometimes with driving, with getting our guests to appointments and things like that. So if you're interested in helping out in any of those ways, you can let me know. You can get in touch with Alicia Abando. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Amanda. Now I invite you to join me in reading our offertory words. The words are printed in your order of service and are about to be on the screen. This church is the community of ourselves. Its energy and resources are our energy and resources. Its wealth is what we share. As we contribute to the life of this community, we affirm it and enable its participation in the larger world around us. The offering will now be generously given and gratefully received.
I invite you now into the spirit of prayer and meditation. Let us begin breathing together. Taking time to turn inward. In this time of year where we are invited to contemplate balance in our lives, this is the time, this sacred time we have carved out together to turn our hearts inward. And perhaps that turning is a turning towards the divine within, the spirit of life and the spirit of love that moves in and through all things. Or perhaps it is a kind of connection that is beyond all naming, the connection of ourselves as human beings to the source of life, as understanding ourselves as part of the great cosmos. Indeed, that the elements within our bodies are part of the elements that were there since the beginning of it all. So inviting that sense of grandeur and perhaps even finding a sense of gratitude for this time of connection. Imagine being held by a larger love that is present here in this room through all the people who are here today in the Admiral, joining in on Zoom, that there is never a moment such as this one where we get to weave our hearts together. And imagining that net of support, that we may surface the cries of the heart, all of the grief, the sadness, the heartbreak, and the loss. Yes, in fact, we could take this time to hold our worries, held in this community of care. Imagine every single sorrow and worry being held by a larger love. And taking time in surfacing the cries, the laments, and yes, even the petty complaints. What does that activate? Is there a request, a hope, a wish, an intention that comes from paying attention to the challenging feelings, the discomforting feelings, and the sad feelings? What are they trying to say? Perhaps imagining, again, a presence of a larger love that holds us, that the spirit of justice moves in and through us and through our activity and our most sacred intentions. And perhaps taking a moment to act as if, even if without hope, to imagine a faith that you are held in love no matter what you are going through. And if you cannot imagine it, please know there are people seated next to you and all around you and gathering online and at the Admiral who believe in the power of love and possibility. Sacred love, however we know you, hold us in this time, these incredibly challenging times. And through this authentic knowing of challenge, may we know a deeper, abiding joy that persists and resists. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be. During our ritual of lighting candles for our joys and concerns, we continue to take care of one another. In the 2U sanctuary, you're invited to come forward and light a candle for a joy or a sorrow or some important milestone that's on your mind or heart. And you're welcome to use the hand sanitizer that's available. And for those at the Admiral, I invite you to come forward in your space and take a pebble from the bowl and hold it tightly and put your energy into that stone. whether it's a joy or a sorrow, and just know that your joys and sorrows are shared by this community, and let it go into the other bowl. And for those of you joining on Zoom, please feel free to put in the chat your joys and concerns, and know that all of that is held in community, that we are in community together, sharing our sorrows and our joy. Please come forward. We hold all of these joys, celebrations, sorrows, and struggles close to our hearts.
Our first reading is by Atina O'Danner, 2U member, from her Incantations for Rest. Loss binds us together undeniably, like the aching low moan of a cello. You feel it first, other senses follow. Feel it in that place where the keening cry of a wounded heart begins. In loss, we could be family, in that shared knowing and need, in these chances to rebirth kindness to each other.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's dreamings, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and parents of time. We are daughters of dust and siblings of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star
Thank you, band and Reverend Allison. It's beautiful. A brief intro to our next reading from Lamentations in the Hebrew Scriptures. This past June, you may remember, as a congregation, we voted to become an apartheid-free congregation. So I would encourage you, when you hear Zion in the reading, to think of Jerusalem not only in the ancient perspective, but also as Gaza City, Kharkiv, and other places under siege, becoming desolate as war and genocide continue today. How deserted lies the city, once so full of people. How like a widow is she, who once was great among the nations. She who was queen among the provinces has now become a slave. Bitterly she weeps at night, tears are on her cheeks among all her lovers. There is no one to comfort her. All her friends have betrayed her. They have become her enemies. After affliction and harsh labor, Judah has gone into exile. She dwells among the nations. She finds no resting place. All who pursue her have overtaken her in the midst of her distress. The roads to Zion mourn, for no one comes to her appointed festivals. All her gateways are desolate. Her priests groan. Her young women grieve, and she is in bitter anguish.
In this season where we're invited to contemplate balance, where in the best of the Jewish tradition, we are invited to reflect in this time and welcome a new year. Something about this particular time seemed to call for lament. That lament was a practice to think about for this time in particular. What I love about sharing from Lamentations in the Hebrew Scriptures is that Lamentations has been canonized, and in some way it's normalized, that people are given power to grieve, to outwardly express emotions that often stay stuffed down, but instead are given words and life, giving us a sense of radical permission to fully express ourselves. Petty complaints, powerful lamentations of the state of the world and in this country, all of it has space and validity here and in the wisdom traditions, both in Christianity and in Judaism. That it's okay to complain. It's okay to cry out to God, or heck, even if you don't believe in God, just to cry out, to groan, to ask for help with troubles. So many traditions remind us that much of life involves suffering. But these days, the suffering seems so acute. And I am reminded when sometimes people ask me, "How are you doing?" Well, do you want the fake answer or the real ones? Or somewhere in between? The abbreviated version is, "I'm fine despite the rising tides of fascism." Everything has a different weight to it now, as we've seen more and more, not just authoritarianism, but fascism happening in this country. And as someone who also does prison ministry, which involves a lot of lament, over how the United States has continually poorly responded to how to respond to when people harm other people, and how a process for healing could happen, because prisons are not the solution. And I have found that when I speak with those who are formerly incarcerated or folks who are currently incarcerated, who are incredibly wonderful, loving, beautiful people, some who made some incredibly horrible decisions that were intensely harmful. I will not skip that. But they remind me that they have been in authoritarian regimes in prison. And some people have survived it, and some people are not surviving it. But there are those who feel not as surprised as I do as a cis woman, a bi woman who passes as hetero because I'm married to a guy, as someone who's upper class, I'm white. And so in my conversations with colleagues, we've realized that fascism is going to take on different forms depending on the circles of power and privilege that people are in. It reminds me when my mother-in-law spoke of when she went to a concentration camp in Germany and there saw the wall and beyond the beautiful village that went on with its days, though occasionally they were covered in ash. So the lament of this time of what's happening in the United States is something that has been happening and not happening in a vacuum. And I'm reminded from a wonderful fact sheet from a librarian that was created about the difference between authoritarianism and fascism. Authoritarian rulers want to demobilize the public and cling to the status quo. However, fascists want to excite the public with rhetoric and political spectacle. So fascism depends on people being active participants in dismantling democratic systems. And the most effective methods to combat fascism remain education, promoting critical thinking, combating disinformation, refusing to normalize fascist illegalities and violence, and prompting empathy and solidarity with those targeted and dehumanized by fascist leaders. So when I tell you about the power of lament, that is part of it. This is not okay, it's not normal, and it's okay to go cry in a corner or go groan to the heavens or go to the lake and get some sort of balm to the soul for what is going on right now and what has been going on. Let these tears be instructive, because I have heard said by so many wise people in so many different ways that nothing heals that hasn't been cried over. And I myself, as someone who is a mother who hopes to someday see the world and be a grandmother, I am worried for my children. And there are people here who are worried about their nibblings and their grandpeople. Will they have fresh water? Will the destruction and the pain and the violence that the United States has visited upon so many different places all over the globe in order to extract more resources be visited upon this land here? So yeah, it's important to name all the worries and the laments, and to find your people who will listen and love you through. It's okay to have anticipatory grief about our planet and about all the things that are coming to pass that have been predicted for decades. The increase of storms, refugees being moved here, there, and everywhere over battles for land and resources, and Gaza, and Congo, and the Sudan. And when we take time to lament, we are countering what I like to call, which is a very professional term, bad theology. Bad theology is the kind that wants to gloss over and have you think positive about everything, spin it in a good light, reframe the narrative so that we can continue on with business as usual. Barbara Ehrenreich wrote a book all about this. And she talks about the movement of toxic positivity and bad theology and prosperity gospel that says, you know what, if you're not praying hard enough, that's why you're being punished. That's why you don't get the new car. That's why you didn't get all the things that you prayed to your Santa Claus God for. It's your fault. Don't take a look at all the systems of oppression, those well-oiled machines that are doing just fine, thank you, on their own. Don't look over there. Bad theology, I'll tell you, Dolores Williams, a long time ago, wrote a tome, a womanist tome. She's a black woman who wrote Sisters in the Wilderness, and she denied the cross. She said, I don't want that cross. That cross has told me and my mothers and grandmothers that their suffering is for now so that they can get their portion in the hereafter. So I will say that I know that the cross means something different to other folks. The cross can mean solidarity with those who've experienced torture. The cross can mean a victory of life over death. So I'm not ripping on the cross, y'all. But I do want to highlight that it's important for us to continually critique theologies that ask us to always think on the bright side. Because there's a lot that's not okay. And it's okay to sit in it like a pile of ash and shake your fist at God like Job. Amen. Lament is a part of liberation theology. Lament can be liberating for us to offer a sense of balance, a pathway to joy, to real joy, the joy that's about connecting with others and that we're not alone. Barbara Holmes, who was a faculty member of the Center for Action and Contemplation, she wrote in her book, Liberation and the Cosmos, my call to the next generation is to reclaim the possibility of real joy through the healing practice of lament. I'm suggesting that we weep with those who weep, that we moan over the harm done on our behalf and by our hands, and that we are urging the next generation to allow lament as an act of a release valve for pent-up rage and generational frustration, to use lament as a teaching device for the children, to allow time of comfort that follows lament, to knit the community together despite its differences. I promise you that tears can be revolutionary. She goes on to say, the lament of the community leads to healing. It may seem that you're few in number, that you don't have the strength or means to overcome systems of oppression and death. All you have are prayers, faith, and courage. Yet this alone, and the God who never leaves us alone. With this, you must act. Communal lament opens the possibility for healing stories to be told. So when we took time before we lit candles to sit and complain and to sit with our worries, our grief, our fears, was it something that felt good? Was it uncomfortable? Did you avoid it? Just notice and wonder about that. Our fellow member Atina reminds us that shared losses are a part of our communal act of healing. When we light these candles, look at the candles. Lit up with the community's cares and concerns, stones held in community at the Admiral, and those joining on Zoom know that you are all held here. That this is a collective that is here for lament. And through the lament comes something new. We share our losses. Brian Stevenson wrote in Just Mercy, we're all broken by something. We all have hurt someone and have been hurt. We all share the condition of brokenness, even if our brokenness is not equivalent. The ways which I have been hurt and have hurt others are different from the way others have suffered and caused suffering, but our shared brokenness connects us. Our shared brokenness connects us. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to do that here. It's okay to be held here in this community of support that continually insists that love wins, that love prevails. And it's also okay to experience joy here. It's okay to dance, it's okay to move, and it's okay to be who you are authentically in community. To make space for more lament, or if you need more, we're going to take some time after service, after a little nosh and beverage time, to make a circle. And I'm happy to facilitate a lament and listening circle for anyone who wants to participate, just to share anything on your heart or on your mind. Because once we start opening up and softening this heart, things sometimes need to be shared and held in what I like to say, in circle. The Quaker theologian Parker Palmer talks about, instead of allowing our hearts just to break into shards, allow our hearts to break open. Open to one another, open to the possibility and the potential for healing that is not yet, but still can be. So may it be. Amen. Yes. Oh, I love having little preachers in the room. Thank you. We're now going to rise and body our spirit, and we're going to join in singing "Comfort Me." Imagine yourself held by some larger love. Comfort me. You are worthy of comfort. Comfort me. Comfort me, oh my soul. Let's sing together. Sing out our losses. Sing with me. Sing out your joys. Sing out your grief. Sing with me. Allow that deeper sense of love to speak for you. When you speak truth in love. Speak for me. Help me speak the truth in love. Speak for me. May I speak words of kindness. Without saying, dance with me in the dance of life, dance with me, oh my soul, dance with me, through the joy and the sorrow, the push and the pull, finding balance through the dance. Comfort me. Comfort me. Comfort me. Comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me. Comfort me. Comfort me, oh my As Barb extinguishes our chalice, I invite you to rest your hands on your heart or clasp with those you're sharing your life with and hear these words, an interpretation of Hafiz's words by the poet Daniel Ladinsky. A great need. Out of a great need, we are all holding hands and climbing. Not loving is a letting go. Listen, the terrain around here is far too dangerous for that. Go in peace, holding hands and climbing.